Welcome, everybody. We're coming to you once again from InfoComm 2026, Las Vegas, Nevada. I want to welcome everybody who might be watching this live video, as well as joining us even afterwards. Love to hear your comments and thoughts after this interview. Share it out with those you might be interested about. We're going to talk about remote production today. I also want to thank our sponsors, Broadfield, Tagboard, LiveU, and BoxCast. Thank you very much. And I want to introduce Gordon Daly from BoxCast, CEO.
Thanks for having me.
How you do? Thanks, man. I appreciate your time.
It's a delight to be here at this show.
Absolutely. So I appreciate what you guys hear at the show. One of the things at a previous event, NAB, which I was actually had the fortunate opportunity to be around when you did another interview, talking about remote production. One of the big things and changes in the industry is talking about remote production on the video side, but also audio.
You bet. I mean, in our experience, we're a live streaming company classically.
Right.
We've got over 1 million events a year. And our customers' number one problem and number two problem are audio quality and volunteers or staff or humans that can help improve things like audio quality.
Absolutely. And before I was remiss in forgetting about this, for those who may not be familiar with BoxCast, maybe just take a second or so to talk about.
Sure. Well, classically, BoxCast is a fantastic live streaming company that set out, it's hard to believe, 15 years ago to make streaming easy for any organization to do. That meant we had to make our own hardware because the computers at the time didn't have the performance to scrunch the video down small enough.
Right.
And have the servers to send the video out to everybody that gets there. This is before YouTube and Facebook, right? But we've grown from there to become really a very, very well-respected video streaming platform that helps organizations with a really nice turnkey solution to match whatever size audience they may have. Heavy sports in the early years, which we still serve now, but Apple has bought all the rights for Major League Soccer away from us, which is fine. We're not going to compete with that.
Right.
But we've seen a lot of smaller organizations who need that end-to-end turnkey streaming solution. That's what we built it for, and that's where we started.
Right, and then picking back up, we were talking about with, obviously from a live streaming, audio being an important factor, part of that experience, be it soccer, church production, other types of live events. One of the things that BoxCast you've been working on, talked about recently at NAB, was about your solution around helping manage the remote production aspect of audio.
That's right. It's a little bit hard to understand, especially for some of the audio experts, that when they're in the room itself, they're tainted by what's coming out of the speakers.
Sure.
And everyone always thinks about the remote viewer second.
Right.
And that's been the problem of why, I'm not exaggerating, 70% of our customers really struggle to have good audio quality because they've only got one guy mixing the audio in the room itself.
Right.
We realized that the only way to solve that problem is to have these very smart, educated people, or the uneducated ones, the only fighting chance they have is to be mixing that audio in a quiet environment where they're not tainted by the room audio itself. So we had to make it possible to mix the audio remotely, because you can only get so far with once it's made. You really need to work with the ingredients before they go into the dish to get it the way you want it to get.
Exactly. And here at InfoComm, what are you guys kind of showcasing around, as you got some mixers and everything else you're doing here and everything, maybe just take a moment, maybe just talk about the workflow of what you guys are demonstrating and how that all works.
Sure, I'd be happy to. So let's start with what's in the room that people are entertaining an audience that's there. There's speakers and there's a mixing console that's sitting in the back of the room. Here we have just 3 of our partners. We've partnered with almost all of the major audio mixing manufacturers in order to make these devices that are on site able to be controlled safely for what the viewer is hearing at home. So imagine that any one of these consoles are on site. You're seeing the meters light with audio that's happening. Well, now I can have a person connected at home or in a quiet room in the venue by connecting through the internet to a little device that we have on site that does the video and audio and control for this, or a computer. So let me back up. It's one thing to mix the audio remotely, JP, but if you want to mix it remotely, you have to be able to hear what's happening, right? And you also need to be able to see what's happening to know to unmute that mic that's muted.
Absolutely.
So we provide people a really nice, simple way to have everything you need to mix remotely. Now, all you need then, if you're at home, is either an iPad or your phone or a computer, and you can just pull up a website or an app. And that's what we have here. So on the table that represents our being home, I am connected in through the internet to one of these devices. And it looks like I've got a web page on my computer here set up, and I'm listening to the mix. And, well, actually, this is, my team has connected to their mixer in Atlanta, Georgia, not here. So maybe I should go back to another one. I'll go back. I'm going to go back to the mixing station dashboard. I'm going to pick maybe the DM3 over here, the Yamaha DM. I'll connect to that. And what you see is the web page loads. And also, I have this MIDI controller connected to my web page. So now you'll notice that when I match the same inputs that I have going on over there, I'm going to be able to control that DM3. So let me just see. 1 second.
Sure.
Input, find keys. I'm not sure if I got the right one here. The idea, let me just back up for 1 second.
When the idea is to basically be able to control all the
I can control.
sliders.
Now, I don't have the right, I don't know what mix bus that they have set up on that.
That's okay.
So otherwise, hey, Wade, let's get maybe I'll connect to the Allen and Heath and show that, because I don't know what mix bus the DM3 is set up for.
Oh, sure.
You gotta love the live demo opportunity here. Connect to the QU6.
That's the QU6 at Tyler's house.
I know. I meant to connect to this one. Anyway, the live demo. We've got it working. If I could just mix it. But let me just point this out.
That's okay.
One of the things that you want to be careful of is that the remote person can't mess everything else in the house.
Right.
So what we've made it is you can configure what they're allowed to do and not to do.
Okay, so you can set parameters.
So you can set parameters to allow people to maybe only control the mix bus maybe
Sure.
for the live stream.
Yep.
And if I had them lined up, I'd show you how it works.
That's okay. No, that's beauty. You know, and I think the concept is that it actually does, it works, right? But the idea is being able to have that remote specialist audio quality engineer in somewhere in their location to be able to do exactly what you're talking about and providing that. So I think that's kind of the goal of talking about this setup and scenario, is being able to give, especially for somebody who wants to maybe leverage an audio engineer that's not on site, that has the skill set and the craft in terms of their experience and what they're bringing, be it a church or some other live event activity.
I mean, the Bureau of Labor Statistics tells us that there's a massive shortage of the expertise.
Right.
That's why organizations are struggling to have enough people to help with this.
Exactly.
But if location was no longer a barrier that would allow you to connect in to do it, the organization would have what they need, but also the AV entrepreneur can also now from home help out and get paid for it.
And I think that's kind of the nice thing about looking at the industry going forward as we kind of think about that. You know, we're seeing a lot of where we're at currently, obviously a lot of progression and what you're showcasing here. If we're to look forward in the industry, just where we're at today and where we're going forward, what do you see as kind of like the evolving pattern of where we're at now, where you're at now, and how this kind of moves forward, if you have any perspectives?
The future is really, really exciting, because what I see is what we've done is we've pierced into connectivity to these otherwise blind devices.
Right.
And if you can get access to them, then that also allows us to help people that are trying to mix with the kind of tools that makes their jobs even easier.
Exactly.
So what do I see is I see the ability to manage these devices, to know what the status of them are. I see the ability to have maybe some AI assistance to help tip you off to something that might not be right, so that you'll know you get an extra set of eyes helping you go to figure out, you know, what needs to be tweaked or changed. I've got a level too low here, or someone's speaking on the video feed, but there's no audio coming out.
Right.
Where's that at? Oh, do you really want to unmute channel 7? Yes,
Right.
I want to unmute channel 7.
Right.
Those kinds of things are what really, really excite me for the future, is making everyone's jobs easier.
And I think that's kind of the goal that we all have. We all want is the simplicity to simplify the process, even though there's still some complexity behind the scenes. But at the end of the day, as we integrate be it the physical or virtual or software type devices, to be able to simplify that and make the job a little bit easier.
Especially when you're in the mission critical world of live.
Right.
It's not just audio, it's video, it's lighting, it's all the elements.
Yeah.
And imagine that you could have all those pieces maybe at your fingertips in order to help out or be tipped off to when something needs help.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
to make it so that broadcast works great.
It absolutely is. Well, Gordon, thank you so much for your time here at the show. I know it's a busy time right now, and I want to appreciate your time and everything going through this and giving us kind of the deep dive a little bit on the whole setup.
Well, we're delighted that you chose to talk to us. We're delighted to serve the millions of people that are already using this same technology now to control on-site, and they just may not know that. The Mixing Station app with David Schumann is incredible. So we've been partnering with him for over almost 5 years now.
Wow.
To make that possible for all of that, all those learnings, all that connectivity can now be available to anybody to match the lifestyle that they want to live as an AV entrepreneur, an AV mixer, right?
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you again for your time.
My
I really
pleasure.
appreciate that.
Thanks.
It's been so great. Hey, everybody. Thank you again for joining us live. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, share them. We're actually live on LinkedIn as well. Leave comments if you have some questions for Gordon or the team from BoxCast. They'll be happy to follow up. If you found this video helpful, I'd be so appreciate your sharing of this content. Again, part of this effort that we're doing live at these shows and these other events around Live Anywhere is showing how we can go live from wherever location we're at. And I want to thank our sponsors and partners, Broadfield Distributing, LiveU, Tagboard, BoxCast, and as well as Insta360. We're using some of their new audio mics here at the show, and I want to appreciate all of their support in what we're doing. With that, we're going to close it out. We'll talk to you next time.